Hello and welcome to Zenscopes, where we look on the bright side. This is about the general astrological energies in 2020 for all signs of the zodiac. I'll be posting monthly videos for each sign soon, along with other weekly videos, but this is a general reading of the planetary forces in play this year. 2020 is not only a new year, but it's a new decade, and that's a double dose of change and switching tracks on the train of time. This year sees many exciting and powerful energies, some of the likes of which have not been seen in our lifetime or even in several centuries. The phrase 2020 vision really applies here. This is a year when the ability to see perfectly that which is good for our intrinsic spirit is within reach for all of us. Thanks to the unique energies at play, you can access a clarity that you haven't before. So if you felt clouded or foggy over the past several years, now the sun will emerge to shine on what you need to see. And there'll be no need to wear tinted shades or rose-coloured spectacles. In fact, the year will be a spectacle and something that will be looked back upon as a definitive year in history. We'll see the veil lifted on many things for the greater good. It will be important to turn to face the sun like a sunflower. So even if it's an overcast day, focus on the light that the sun still manages to get through to us on this earthly plane. And if it's a dark, cloudy night, remember that the stars are still there, shining away. Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto are the key agents of change this year. On January 12th, Saturn conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn, and we'll then have 3 Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions in the coming months. We'll then end the year with Jupiter conjunct Saturn in Aquarius in December. This last event starts a pattern of Jupiter and Saturn joining with air signs, which are all about the intellect, free thinking, communication and idealism. And that will last until the middle of next century. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, abundance and fortune. Saturn is the taskmaster, the one who likes structure and form. And Pluto is transformational, really a change agent extraordinaire. Saturn conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn, and Capricorn is the sign of the ever-persistent mountain goat, aiming at high and seemingly unachievable goals and still reaching the summit. There's a wild alpine goat called an ibex that lives near a dam in Italy. It scales a pretty much vertical wall of the dam to reach the top where there are salt deposits for it to ingest. And there's videos of these amazing beings using their hooves to effortlessly walk up a sheer wall with no obvious footholds, maybe just the odd bit of grit or a crack here and there. It's absolutely astounding to see. And this conjunction will see great and inventive changes emerging in traditional powers and structures, with a huge might of persistence and not so much a can-do as a will-do attitude behind it all. January also sees the first of 6 eclipses this year, with a full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer on January 10th, along with subsequent conjunctions between the Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto and dwarf planet Ceres, the goddess of nurture and nature, in altruistic Aquarius. This will be a good time to really concentrate on your resolutions for the year, with a focus on getting back to basics and turning to nature for inspiration and lessons in abundance and letting go. Letting go in all forms, in all areas of life. Letting go of emotions that may rise to the surface. Acknowledge them, thank them for teaching you something or helping you grow, and then release them with love. There should be a renewed reverence and respect for Mother Nature, who needs our love more than ever. We've already seen the seeds of this when Uranus went into Taurus in 2018, where it will remain until 2026. For the past couple of years, more people than ever have been turning to natural plant-based diets in a gesture of kindness towards themselves, other sentient beings and the planet. Only a few years ago, it was still relatively difficult to find plant-based food items on general sale, and now most supermarkets carry a huge range. Where once there was one pretty uninspiring dairy-free cheese, now you can get Gouda, cheddar, smoked mozzarella, pepper jack, brie, cream cheese, the list goes on. And they all wow the taste buds. We could also see a return to community-spirited living. So more upcycling, repurposing, renovating, and basically working smartly with material things that we already have and can transform together, instead of using things once and then throwing them away. I think people could also find great self-worth in volunteering for a greater cause, or perhaps doing pro bono work. So if you're a professional photographer, you might donate a day or two a month to take photos for a local charity that is close to your heart. Uranus goes direct again on January 10th and is sextile true node in March, so these are areas likely to grow and grow. This is all about finding the true nature of things in the here and now, things that make your soul glow with goodness in the present moment, and realizing that the best things in life are free or given freely by Mother Nature. And this all ties in as spring comes in, with Saturn entering Aquarius on March 21st. Vesta, known as the keeper of the eternal flame, enters Gemini on the same day, so this is about passionately taking care of our home and in doing so communicating our hope for the world. These take place with the first conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn on April 4th, so it's a time when wider, more egalitarian structures and themes come to the fore. It's about, as Gandhi said, being the change you wish to see in the world. So plant kindness in your small patch of the world. And with this energy, the whole world can be changed. On a wider scope, we could see injustices righted and a new fairness on the horizon that plays out through the second and third conjunctions. Venus will go retrograde in Gemini from May 13th to June 25th. And the last time this happened in this sign was around the same time of year in 2012 and 2004. So it's useful to look back at the themes present back then to give us an idea of what will happen this time around. During the 2012 retrograde, it was announced that female athletes would be allowed to compete for Saudi Arabia at the Olympics for the first time. And also a SpaceX Dragon became the first commercial spacecraft to dock at the International Space Station. And in the 2004 retrograde, Massachusetts was the first US state to legalize same-sex marriage, and Spaceship One became the first privately funded space plane to achieve spaceflight. So you can see just with these select examples that themes of breaking boundaries and advancements with ethics and the ether were in play. Right now, the focus is on Mother Earth, so we might see new extended rights for animals that are played out in courts of law, or a new, fast, efficient and completely green form of air travel, perhaps using space technology. Think about your own life around May, June of 2012 and 2004. What was going on then? Because it's likely it concerned matters regarding unconventional relationships, achievements, completing projects, and preparing to advance to a new way of life. Jupiter conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn for the second time again on June 30th, and this looks to bring in more opportunities to raise both the personal and collective consciousness to a more benevolent playing field.